Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the maiden voyage of the Affection Connection. I am Jan Kolek, the lifeguard of love, the reverend of relationships, the man and woman voted they most love to slap. With me, the woman behind me.
You got a phone open or a computer sound on or something? Or?
What is that from?
I don't know. Maybe is it from this computer?
Yes, it is.
Can you mute it? Or do you want me to come in and mute
I can try to mute this ring.
With me, the woman behind me.
What the hell is it?
I don't know why that audio is on.
There we go.
Okay.
Anyways, the woman behind the man. Saint. They call her a saint. She's big with small children and animals. She is my lovely wife, Jan.
Hello, everybody.
And of course, how can we forget the man who keeps it all together?
Yeah.
Dr. Radio, the guy that put the R in relationship.
Oh, God.
Lou Bassi.
Thank you. Nice to be here. This will be interesting.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a very auspicious start with all that feedback.
It was a totally typical start. It was great.
It was a Monday, holiday Monday.
It was an exemplary start.
Yeah, exemplary.
Exemplary.
Anyways, we got a new logo there, right?
Yep.
Yep, which is really, really cool. But if you have any, why don't you give out the information? You have a better voice than I do, and I don't, and you won't screw it up like I do.
If you're watching live, and please make sure you're watching live when you do it, because I don't want to get phone calls during other shows.
That's not a good idea.
If you are watching live, you can call the show at 978-659-0072 and ask your question by phone, totally anonymous. You can also hit us up on the Facebook page if you want with a question there. Of course, we'll know, your name will be attached.
What are you saying, Lou?
I'm just saying. I just want people to be aware.
People are supposed to be anonymous?
If they want to be, yeah. They want to be, they have to call us, 978-659-0072. The number is at the top of the screen.
Yes, it is.
It's over there. No,
right.
Over there.
So, with this new show, and it's the maiden voyage, so there are a few rough edges. Yeah, Jan should put her headphone on. That would definitely help.
She can hear me better that way.
Yeah.
Duh.
Anyways, I thought I'd make part of this show and this. Where are you? Oh, there, right.
Yeah, over there. Yeah.
God, this is such a delay in this thing.
Yes. Yeah. Don't go by that. It's staff.
I know it's driving me nuts. Okay. So this is going to be part of the show. And I already we could get these girls, with a pillow fight.
What about it?
It would be it, And now for pillow talk.
Pillow talk.
Yeah. And this is a book, which I gave to my wife, I believe, right? Did I give you this?
I can't remember.
Yeah, I know.
You probably had it forever.
Why else would you have it, Ron?
So anyways, it's called Pillow Talk. It says humorous quotes on love and marriage, which fits right in with the show.
Yep.
And give you an idea of the date of the thing, which is important nowadays, as we all know.
Let me guess. 83.
Oh, no. It's much more modern than that.
Oh, is it?
1997.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. In fact, it was printed in Hong Kong before it was Chinese.
Okay.
If you know what I'm saying.
I do know what you're saying.
Okay. So I'll start off. I'll start with the first quote that's in it.
Okay.
And then we'll comment on it.
Yep.
And this is anonymous. There's no thing. A lot of these people have names attached to it.
First of all, I think what we should say here is there are no PhDs in this room. We are not accredited counselors. We are not psychologists. We are not psychiatrists.
Right.
We are not certified in anything.
Yeah, but if you have experience.
I understand.
Yeah, nobody's more crazy than me, so I have years of
It's just our personal opinions.
Just trying to get the legal stuff out of them.
Right. It's for entertainment purposes only.
It's not like we don't know what we're talking about. It's just that we're not accredited in any way, shape, or form.
Right. No, we do.
Yep.
Do we pretend to be?
Nor do we pretend to be.
No. Okay. So, thank you very much for that. Some marriages are made in heaven, but so is thunder and lightning.
That's a good one.
What's your thoughts?
It's very true.
You believe it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Janet?
Yes, I do. But people say they've never had an unkind word for one another have to be liars because even though I love him dearly, there were times that I could just beat the ever-living daylights out of him.
She used to always say, I like to beat him with a 2x4, but she soon realized I was Polish, and that had no effect on me.
It's funny because we were raised in the age where sitcoms were different, right?
Oh, yes.
Nowadays, it's very, not contentious, but there's a lot of sparring between partners. You know, I was raised on the Dick Van Dyke Show.
Right,
You
yep.
know, and you get
All in the family.
all. No, that was a different story altogether. But it gave you a different idea of how couples are supposed to interact, right?
Right.
So it's
Sure, you remember the first one, they couldn't even be in the same bed. They used to have twin beds all the time.
oh yeah, I think throughout the whole series.
Yeah.
It was all twin
And,
beds, yeah.
toilets were out, right?
Yeah, it was the Archie Bunker show that
Yep.
had the first flush of a toilet.
But like every conflict was resolved in a conversation or in a half-hour show, or
Yeah.
you know.
And the parents, like Leave It to Beaver, was just so sweet. And,
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it was a nicer, gentler time.
Yeah.
I like to think that anyway. And things have changed so much. I can remember on TV they'd advertise bras. They always had them on a form.
Yep.
And now they're talking about everything on TV. It's like, sometimes I feel that some of the niceties have been lost. We don't need so much of the stuff that's out there. And I really feel bad for the kids because there's no innocence left for them anymore,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, is they are robbed of their innocence. And it's, especially with the internet and everything, it's all out there in front of you.
Right.
There's no mystery to it anymore, which is the cool part, I mean, whatever.
But the fact of the matter is, you live with somebody, you're going to have conflict.
Oh, hell yeah. Right.
Yep.
I mean, just working with Duo, we have conflict.
Yes, we have conflict.
But, all right, so we've got
Actually, on the scale, it's relatively little.
yeah. We have a ton of questions, and we're so lucky because now your computer is saying it needs updates. Okay, so
Oh, right, okay. Well, it's fine. It's not really serving a
so we have a
critical purpose here.
yeah, but I like to see myself on it,
Yeah.
which is really, the delay on this is brutal.
Yeah.
But anyway, we do have questions, so let's delve right into them. This is what it's all about. We people send us questions, they call in, or they message us, and we will do our best to answer the bloody things.
Can I do this one?
Can I do this one? Do any one you want. I don't care.
Let me start.
Okay.
Because the question I had,
Oh.
the question I've got is kind of lighthearted, and it's kind of it's interesting in the marriage dynamic, I think, of the relationship dynamic.
That's good, Lou.
This person asks, I have a TSA pre-check through my job.
Huh?
He has a TSA pre-check.
What the hell's that?
Well, you can buy a pre-check with the TSA, so you don't have to go through all the security lines.
Yeah,
to go
okay,
through.
yeah.
When my wife and
To
I
get out of jail pass. Sort
It's a
of.
get out of jail pass. When my wife and I travel together, is it rude for me to use the pre-check line? She thinks I should go through the standard security line with her. I think it makes more sense for me to use the pre-check line. It gets through security faster. I get through security faster, and I can get us a spot at the gate or a table at the restaurant while she's still in line. What say you?
No.
Why?
This is a good example because I think both of them are right.
Yes, I think that
Typical Lou can't take a stand.
No, I'm going to take a stand, but
I just feel as a matter of courtesy, he should wait and be with his wife and not let her have to go through that by herself.
he is right. It's more practical to do it his way, but
Right.
when it's important to the wife and she wants him to stand in line with her,
Yeah.
you stand in line with her, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, you're a very practical guy. I
You're
guess.
not looking at me, right?
Yeah.
He's always 5 steps ahead of me because
Yeah.
he's so tall and everything. Yes, there are 2 sides to that story, and in a lot of cases, there are 2 sides to a story. So part of marriage is learning to compromise what is important enough to stand your ground and what is, not important enough to get worried about.
Right. It's really interesting because, again, he's right, but by the same token, he should accommodate her.
Right.
What do you think? I know you. You just go. You'd be sitting in the,
First of
you'd
all,
be sitting at Hudson News reading a magazine, waiting for Jan to get through the line.
No, first of all, I would give her my pass if I could, but evidently it's a TSA pass, so you can't pass it off to anyone.
Right.
Right.
All right, so that's out of the question. So with that being out of the question, hell, I'm going. I'll get her a table. I'll get her a wine already to go for it, and we'll be all set to go. Me standing there is not going to do anything. She'll just yell at me all the whole way. What good is that?
Of course, it's going to do something. It's going to assuage her. It's going to make her feel comfortable. It's going to make the experience better.
When she
for
comes
her.
in, I got the
Thank you.
When she goes into the restaurant, and all the tables are filled except for the one that I've got because I was there ahead of time because all these other clucks went through the TSA line.
Yeah.
She'll be happy. She'll be ecstatic. She'll
No,
soon
Ronnie.
forget all her aggravation.
It's old-fashioned manners. It's like opening the car
I
door
told
for
you
a
I
woman.
would give you that if I could, but I can't. So circumstances dictate that I must sacrifice myself and go in early and get us a table.
Baloney. Baloney.
I'm telling you, that's what it says.
He's Polish.
Yeah, whatever. See,
What's that got to do with it?
I don't know.
that a
That's
Polish
her
thing?
thing. Yeah, she does. She'll do that. Or if I pick on her, she'll say, it's the chemo brain. She'll blame it on the chemo. It's like, okay. Yeah. Well, it doesn't fly with me.
Nothing flies with you.
Yeah,
You're always
fine.
So you
right.
just really leave her standing in line.
Yeah, you
I
would.
thought I made my point
You
clear
did
in
make
this.
it clear.
Fine.
I'm just having trouble reconciling it. That's all.
Oh, well, get over it. God, I'm doing her a favor. She just doesn't know it. I've got that good. Don't do that.
I know, but you're not giving her the favor that she wants.
Thank you.
She will when she's sitting there and has a wine all waiting for her and whatever. We're passing on
Okay.
because we've got a lot to get to, and we already got a question from the chat room already.
That
Oh,
was
do we?
good, Lou.
Oh, yeah, that was fast. So I'm not sure what this is, but since
You want me?
yeah, you can read it.
Since this is John, our buddy John. Since we talk about love, I've got a question. What is your opinion? Is it okay to be a player, or should someone be in a relationship? I like to be in a relationship with someone. I like to be in a relationship with someone than be a player.
Okay, so a player is somebody who
Dates around, I would imagine.
dates around and everything.
To use a late 50s phrase.
What's your thoughts, Jen? Before I
Well, both people should be on board in what is important to them. And I mean, if I'm in a relationship, obviously I want monogamy.
Yeah.
If you can't be true to me, hit the road.
Right. And again, this is a situation. If a person wants to be a player, go be a player.
Right.
But you don't get the benefits of a relationship
Exactly.
by doing that, right?
and people think it's all about sex, but it isn't. It's much more than that. It's emotional, and it's
Medical.
medical. It's much more than that. If you want to be a player, basically you're just looking for sex. Is the way I look at it. Yeah.
Player doesn't want any of that relationship
No, it
stuff.
doesn't.
Right.
And the relationship to me is like the
And
best.
hey, that's fine. If
that's
what
the
you
best
want.
thing in life.
Go,
Yeah.
go play in that sand pile if
Yeah,
that's
but
what you want. But
you know what? It's to be honest with you, it's so empty. It really is, because a relationship is so much better in life. I mean, that's what you really. John, I would strive for that. By the way, relationship, because it really is. I know it's difficult at times, but a relationship is so important. It provides so much to each of the people involved, as long as it's a good relationship. By the way.
Right.
Yeah.
My mother had an expression, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Oh yeah. Ken.
Which in the 50s, they had these wonderful
Just ask the
expressions.
Democrats.
okay, we're not going there.
But having somebody by your side is important. And I will say this personal story. When I was going through cancer, Ronnie was by my side every step of the way. Every step of the way. Every appointment. Every
Yeah, just keep talking. You're good.
chemotherapy treatment, every radiation treatment.
Mm-hmm.
So that was very important. It was wonderful. I always knew I was loved, but, that was point.
Things are tough enough, right, out there on a day-to-day basis.
We
Having
just-
someone to support you, it has some support for you, even if it's not 100% of the time, or even if it's, not on every issue. Just knowing someone's got your back.
Yeah. Well, life isn't perfect and life isn't fair.
Right.
So, a mature person understands that and copes.
Yeah. But good couples are like siblings, right? Like brothers are like sisters.
Oh,
You
yeah.
fight with
What?
each other all the time,
Yeah.
but someone goes after one of you.
Oh, yeah.
Forget it.
Yeah.
Right. That's fine.
He didn't like where I was going there.
No, siblings are there to pick on.
Oh, he's awful.
All right.
He was so mean to
We
his
have,
sister.
yeah. We'll pass on that. We have a call?
Yes, we do.
Okay, let's do our call.
All right, go ahead, caller.
Hi. Speaking of brothers and sisters, I have a problem. I'm engaged to this wonderful guy. He's everything I could ask for, but he went out with my younger sister before me, and whenever we all get together, he exchanged little quips with her about the times when they were a couple, and this really bothers me.
Yes.
I've talked to him about it, but he says he can't forget the past and I should get over it, and I'm not sure what I can do about it.
He's very insensitive to her.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I don't know. I mean, well,
He's making her feel left out when he makes comments about her sister.
He's prioritizing the quips and remembering the relationship in the past over her wishes,
Thank you, Lou.
Yeah.
Yes.
which is wrong.
Well, I don't know. I mean, he went on out there. She knew that before she started dating with him,
Yep.
right? So you know that's part of his life. It's like, forgetting your mother. You're not going to forget your mother. I mean, that was a part of your life.
But she doesn't have to live with it on a day-to-day basis.
I don't know. Carla, what do you think?
Well, it hurts my feelings, and I think he should be more sensitive to my feelings. I mean, I knew he went out with my sister before we got engaged, before we had a relationship, but that was in the past, and it was always in the past. But now he's bringing it up, and it's almost like he's rubbing it in my face.
Oh, I don't think it's that way. It's just,
I do.
No, it's like okay, you have a brother and a sister. Or you have two sisters, right? And you share certain things with one sister more than another sister. It might be because of age, might be because of interest and everything else. So you've got that rapport with them already. And just because, it didn't work out with her dating-wise, but they still have that rapport. It's not going to disappear. So why do you think it would disappear just because he's with you? I mean, yes, it is very insensitive. I agree 100% with that. But
It lacks empathy.
it takes two to do that way. I mean, it's not like, his sister saying, "Oh, please don't do that anymore." Evidently, there must be some.
No, but her sister's not in a relationship with
So
her.
do you think I should just turn a blind eye to it?
No.
No, I would address it with him.
I would, and I would not. I would throw in our stuff to it. Your relationship with him in similar situations, And if they say, "Oh, do you remember when we saw that movie?" And he says, "Yeah, I like that movie, but but we remember when we went to and changed the topic without being obvious about it, just bring it in." So,
Do you feel like anything's going on beyond the referencing the relationship? Is it just insensitivity, or is there something else going on?
I think it's ego. I think ego plays a part in it.
Carla, what do you think? Is there something going else on between him
I'm
and your
having
sister?
a hard time hearing you, so
Oh.
I'm going to hang up so I can hear you on the radio.
okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you for the call.
Yeah. So, why, you think there's something going on?
Well, I don't know. That's why I'm asking. Again, the very fact that he ignores her wishes means he's prioritizing the sister over her. That's what hurts the feelings. at this point.
We don't know he's ignoring her wishes, or maybe.
Well, they've had conversations about it. And,
Yeah, but maybe it's the
And
sister who initiates it. Did you ever think of that?
yeah, but you control that, and he controls the other end of that. He doesn't have
Well,
to
he can't be
participate.
rude to her either. And like I said, it's still part of her life. I don't know. I understand that she, but maybe that's something that they should all sit down and talk about.
Remember back when we was dating and we were at NECO?
Yeah, this ought to be good.
We were in the student lounge and it was crowded.
Yeah.
So there were no seats at the table, the group that we sat with. So I sat down on the lap of one of the young guys that was part of the group. Ronnie came into the lounge from after class, and then he grabbed my hand and he dragged me out into the hallway and he said, we had a few words.
I would never do that.
Yes, he did. That was the time we asked him to go steady, and I said, "Oh, I think everything's fine the way it is, thank you."
There has to be, and this is the old, everyone's going to roll their eyes, this is the old compromise thing, but there has to be accommodation
Yes.
and interactions between two people in a couple.
Yes.
Just because you think something, just because you want something, doesn't mean you have to express it. You have to have some empathy for how it's landing. And by the way, how strong is this priority? Because he knows it's causing friction between him and his wife. Were they married? I forgot.
I think they're engaged at this point.
Yeah. Oh, see? Even worse.
Yeah.
You can't. Why would you buy that friction? What is so important about that conversation that you would buy that friction between you and your
Right.
fiance?
Because it's not going to change afterwards.
Right. Oh, no. It's going to get worse.
Right. Well, that's my opinion.
What are you going to do? Push her out of your family? No.
No, first of all, you just don't have those discussions in front of your fiance.
What discussions? We don't know what went on. It just could be like,
Maybe.
But he's not listening to the fact that it upsets her. It makes her feel lesser than.
whatever.
Or, worse, he's listening and he's still prioritizing that over her feelings.
Very good, yes.
So how important is this to him that he's prioritizing
Some
it
people,
over...
there's an old saying, some people, speak before they think. And that could be just it, because they, like I said, they still had that relationship. The thoughts are still there, and it just comes out. Whether like, oh, shoots, you can't take it back. So, and then you can't be rude and say, well, I don't want to talk about it.
Well,
So
that means that you're not paying attention to what, especially after there's been discussions about this. The first time or two,
Yeah,
okay, things happen.
exactly.
I don't know.
But once
Exactly.
she says, hey, that hurts my feelings,
Yeah.
it's not a road you want to go down.
Okay.
Again, to me, it sounds like there's a level of importance there. There's a priority level, and the priority is not his fiance,
Right. When the
which would hurt her feelings.
Exactly. She told him how it makes her feel, and he continues to do it.
Okay. There we go.
If
Give us
Jan
another
tells
question.
if Jan tells you something,
Let's not bring it on a personal level. Move on.
I love this one. This one is so silly. Can I read it?
yes.
Wow.
Okay. I've been married to my husband for 30 years, and how, for the most part, life is great together. However, he has one irritating habit. He sticks his hand in his trousers when he watches television. How can I stop him from doing this? It really bugs me.
Why is that funny?
If that's the worst thing in your life to annoy you,
Yeah.
consider yourself lucky.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, if that's the biggest conflict in your relationship.
So what's your thought, Lou?
It's funny. I had a different thought until Jan brought it up, and she's absolutely right. If that's the biggest conflict in your relationship, you got it pretty good. Actually, you got it pretty
In
good.
all fairness, all right, if I lay it down watching TV, I mean, my as you know, I cut my fingers off, so my hands get cold. So I do stick them in the top of my trousers, and they don't go down to the family jewels.
Yeah.
They're
Exactly.
right there.
Exactly. I need more details.
I need some heat in it. But I mean, that's the old Al Bundy syndrome, right? Because Al used to do that all the time. Remember? He'd always go,
If the guy's just tucking his fingers in his belt loop
yeah.
or something,
Yeah.
I mean, if he's
What's the difference between his hands in a pocket and hands in the thing?
taking a personal walk, then no, it's not really appropriate.
There's an old Chinese proverb: "Man with hand in pocket often feel cocky."
Well, but that's my opinion on that one.
All right, so
I don't know.
I am guilty of it, so I can't. I feel
what are we
fine.
assuming the situation is? He's just resting his hand. Hey, guys do that. They put their fingers under their belt loop.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Just
Yeah.
like I said, I cut my fingers off, and in the wintertime they get extremely cold. So the heat of my body, it's either that or put them in my pocket, which is
Here's another thing about relationships that people have to understand. This might be a good example of that. Is that you have to understand your reaction. In other words, we see something going on that irritates us, and we have to understand whether it's worthy of that irritation or is it just triggering something in us. for some
Exactly.
reason. Yeah.
Exactly. You've got to pick your battles.
If the guy's just got his fingers in his belt loop, you're overly triggered for some reason, I think.
Yeah.
Again, that's not your biggest problem. If it's more, then yeah, by all means, you gotta crack down on that.
Exactly.
Yeah. But everyone has a part in whatever conflict is going on in a relationship, and nobody recognizes that
that's
part.
what a relationship is,
Yeah.
right?
I know, but most people don't recognize that part. In other words, the guy with the collar who was talking with his ex-girlfriend, the sister, has no idea what
Back to that
it
again.
means something different to him than it means to her, and he has no idea his part in that conflict.
So he's oblivious.
He's oblivious.
Yep.
You have to understand you have a part in a conflict. Right or wrong, there's something you're doing that's triggering that reaction in them, and you'd be a lot better off if you try to understand that.
Okay, got another one.
Let's see.
Just pick one. Don't be thinking.
We live in a close neighborhood. Everyone gets along well. We all host parties and cookouts, except for one couple. They've never, in capital letters, had an event at their house. I think we should stop inviting them until they get the hint. Do you agree with me? If it bothers you that much, but I don't know.
Seems petty to me.
Yeah, is it worth it?
What's the petty part?
The woman worried about them not having an event at their house.
There may be reasons for that, too.
I was just going to say that. Yeah.
Maybe they're a lot poorer than people think they are, and they just don't want to show their house off. Maybe they can't afford it. I'm sure.
Maybe they have a psycho dog like I do.
Yeah, maybe they have a psycho dog or psycho kids, one or the other. Either one will do it.
You give the party and invite them out of generosity. You're not expecting a
Exactly.
return.
That's the way. Yeah. It's like when you give a present. You give a present because you want to.
If they're not contributing anything in terms of personality, if they're not bringing stuff to the party, okay, you might have a beef, and you can say, well, they're just not participating in this. Then fine, don't invite them. But just for the case they don't want to have a party in their home, I don't know.
Oh, I remember there was one in Deer Abbey a little while back. They had a similar situation where they would have parties and everything, but this one couple would always bring store-bought cookies, and just that was their thing. No matter where they went, they just bring a plastic container of store-bought cookies and then take them home, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and they take them home.
Yeah, take them home after nobody ate it.
Yeah, that's small.
Well, it depends on the situation, because
Listen, Ron, I haven't got time to bake cookies if I'm bringing cookies someplace.
Yeah, but every event, I understand.
I might go to a nice bakery as opposed to Market Basket.
Yeah, but that's, that's,
Right, as long as they're contributing.
If it's a woman, they expected, not, oh boy, here we go, I just did that. Yeah, I did. Okay, but I don't even know where
They
I'm going.
shouldn't take the cookies home afterwards.
Well, that depends. Wait a minute. That depends again, because like if everybody's bringing a dish, for instance, say you're bringing lasagna, and I'm bringing scallops and baked, and everybody, you're going to bring your dish home, and you bring some else will take the stuff home with you. If somebody wanted some of it, then they could say, "Oh yeah, I'd like to take that. Oh yeah, here, take something," and you would. But it may be the situation where everybody takes their stuff back with them.
You go to Market Basket, you spend $3.99 on the cookies. You leave them there.
Yeah, thank you.
If you want to take your Tupperware home, take your Tupperware home. That's fine.
I agree with you. I agree with
Yes.
you. I agree with you on that. I really do. But there's always more to a story.
In the chat, we have a question for Jan. What type of man is a woman looking for? Like the bad boy type or the romantic, like the guy in the Notebook? I haven't seen the Notebook.
Okay, I haven't seen the Notebook either, but I'm not for the bad boy types.
What? You married me?
You're more of a jerk type than a bad boy type.
Asshole.
But there are women who like that.
Yes, they do, and if that's what they want, that's what they get.
How many times you call me an ass?
Well, that's different than being a bad boy, but yeah.
Yeah,
No, really.
yeah.
Really.
Again, Ronnie taught me a sense of humor. I was very intimidated by people when
Well,
I
you
was
need it
young.
if you're going to be
Oh,
married to
you
me.
had to have a sense of humor when you married him.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
He didn't teach you anything. You had
Well,
to have a sense of humor, right?
Yeah, but he helped it.
Yep.
So what a woman looking for, Jan? Romantic?
Romantic, but a man that is sensitive to their needs. I'm so glad you don't smoke, so that's a biggie with me.
That's about. This is going to be. No, I'm not going to say it. I was going to say about the only deal breaker for me, but yeah, smoking's a deal breaker.
You don't like smoking?
No.
Huh.
And they can't own horses.
Huh?
No, horsewomen, no. They will never like you as much as they like the horse.
Oh,
Yeah, but they get
Never.
They develop such a great gait.
so yeah, to me, I like somebody that's going to be interested in being with me, and some people are always out for excitement, doing extreme sports and stuff like that. And I don't understand people going hiking by themselves and then having to call for help because they've fallen down a mountainside or something.
What's that got to do with anything?
No, that's just types of personality that I wouldn't go for.
All right, Joan. So Jan's saying a romantic person, I guess. But there you go. What do I know?
All right, we got another call. Go ahead, caller.
Go ahead, caller.
Hi, how are you?
Good. You have a question for us?
Yes, I do. My fiance and I are getting married next year.
Oh, congratulations.
And, thank you. And I'm moving into his house once we're married.
Uh-huh.
And problem is he lets his two big dogs sleep on the bed with him. And, I like the dogs and everything, but I don't like them sleeping on the bed with us. And he and I have discussed it, but he keeps saying, oh, you'll get used to it. And I really don't think I will.
And I don't blame you for that. The dogs don't belong on the bed. He should make a choice. He wants his two dogs, or does he want a wife?
Oh, that's a tough choice for a man.
Yeah, they want their cake and to be able to eat it too.
What do you got, Lou? What do you got?
Dogs in the bed? What kind of dogs are they?
They're big, like, shepherds. Kind of messy, hairy, furry.
Sort of like a husband.
Have you ever tried to talk a shepherd into something they don't want to do?
No.
Have you guys tried anything? In other words, do you keep the dogs outside the door or anything like that?
Oh, yeah, that'd be
go
great.
that,
I tried that with my wife. It doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean, he'll do it when I'm there, but he's not, like, going to do it on a permanent basis, is what I'm hearing. So I don't know what to do because I really don't want them sleeping on the bed with us. It makes me very uncomfortable.
Well, I'm sure he's got more than one bedroom in his house. Did you ever think of, like, having your own room?
Well, that's the way to start off a marriage.
Mm-hmm. True. Fair enough on that. But
that's not where I thought you were going. I thought you were going to put the dogs in the other room.
I'd rather put the dogs in the bed, maybe, in the other bedroom.
Are you absolutely trying to separate dogs from a man? Good luck with that.
I know, but you can try at least put an effort in and try some things out, like give them dog beds on the floor or something like that. Have you guys, has he attempted to modify this situation at all, or did he just refuse to get involved?
Well, I think that's a good suggestion. Maybe that'll be the compromise. Put the dog beds on the floor and see if we can train them to stay on the floor instead of on the bed.
Or they can have the bed and you guys can sleep on the floor.
Well, that might end up being what happens. Who knows?
Or the couch.
Well, I firmly believe that you have to come to a decision before you get married, because if he doesn't live up to what you need before, he's not going to change afterwards.
Dogs don't live forever, by the way.
Okay.
Just saying.
It's a pleasant thought.
Accidents happen,
Oh, jeez.
How are the dogs?
Oh, well, that's a thought.
How are the dogs when you guys are? How do dogs react to your relationship in the bedroom?
No, they're good with it. Otherwise, like I said, they're good dogs. And he's trained them well and everything. And I like the dogs a lot. I just don't want them in the bed.
Okay, here's what you do. If he's trained them, and he put some time into training them.
Yep.
Okay. Play on his pride. Give him a challenge to train the dogs to be off the bed.
Very good.
Yeah.
You could always hold out until he does.
Instead of hitting him with a conflict he doesn't want to do, hit him with a challenge that he takes some pride in doing. In other words, I don't think you can train those dogs to get off the bed. Oh yeah,
train
watch
him
this.
to train the dog.
That's
there
right.
We go. I got it.
When you're cooking his favorite meal, instead of his favorite meal, cook something he doesn't like and say, "Oh, I don't like that. I like that." He said, "Well, you'll get used to it. Maybe he'll get the message."
Now,
He does all the cooking.
Play to his ego
God,
first.
you're
Obviously,
lucky.
he takes pride in the dogs and in training them. So play on that a little bit. See if you can talk him into training them to stay off the bed.
There you go.
I like that idea. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for calling. Have a good
Thank
day.
you.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, dogs are a big problem in a relationship too.
Yeah. Oh, well. What are you going to do? You want me to read one of those?
Yeah, read this one.
Oh, I'm even told what to read.
I like that one.
Which one? Pick it out.
This one right there. I have one.
Okay, here we go. I have lived with my fiancé for 6 years, and everything is great until we go to sleep. He had a CPAP machine, and the noise drives me nuts. I am diabetic and always cold, so I sleep with a lot of blankets and pillows, which irritates him. He says it's too hot. Do you have a solution? Yeah, don't get married.
Well, the
Well-
blanket issue isn't a problem. You just move the blankets off you. Right?
No.
Either that, or if they need separate bedrooms because they have,
Oh, wait a minute.
issues.
You're willing to do the not the dog. You made that fun of it because I suggested separate bedrooms because of the dogs, but it's different now.
Yeah, because this is health issues for both of them.
It's health issues for him. Those are emotional blankets for him.
Well, the woman and the guy with the dogs were engaged, so you don't. She's right.
Oh, he's engaged too. It says fiancé.
Oh, okay, fiance.
Yeah.
Oh, God. CPAP machines are awful though.
Yeah, our son has one.
Why? Because people often get what do you call those noise machines when they go to bed? Right, the ones that play the ocean, the crickets, or
Oh, white noise?
yeah,
Yeah,
well,
that's-
all kinds of noise.
I like white noise.
Yeah, that's soothing.
So what's the difference between CPAP?
The CPAP machine isn't white noise. That's a little different.
I don't know.
It's a little bit different.
I don't know. You get used to it. It's like the ocean, the waves coming in.
I have empathy for this because neither one can do what they,
Right.
She needs the heat. She's diabetic. She's cold. She needs the blankets. That would seem easy, though, because he just doesn't put the blankets on him.
But the noise of the
Just
machine
move
also.
them off. Noise in the machine, yeah.
Well, if they're, they love each other, they want to cuddle or whatever, Some people do. I don't know if they particularly do, but
Well, they're engaged.
Jan and I, she calls me her little furnace because I'm so freaking hot all the time, but could be. What do you think?
Well, in their instance, because both of them have health issues, if it impacts their sleep, they might have to resort to separate beds, but maybe they can, meet up at certain times and,
Meet up at certain times? Holy crap.
Well, listen, this looks like both of them need major sleep accommodations. So something's got to be done.
Well,
It's sad. I mean, I feel bad for both of them.
Get earplugs. That solves that problem.
Does it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Put earplugs on. Go to sleep with
He has
earplugs
to
on.
sleep with earplugs tonight. Let's
No,
see how that
she
works
has
for
to
him.
sleep with earplugs.
Oh, no, I meant you. You have to try out your own advice.
Why would I do that? I can sleep through anything. True?
Can
Yeah.
you sleep through wearing earplugs?
I can sleep through anything.
Okay.
I can sleep right now. If you just close my eyes and lay down, I'll fall asleep.
Now they're going to have to come to some kind of arrangement where maybe they have separate sleeping accommodations
No,
and they
pull on that.
start out together and then one of them moves.
I don't think so.
No?
No.
Well, there's got to be an accommodation here because he needs the CPAP machine and she needs the heat.
Yeah. So they both get what they want, and they both suck up to it.
And just okay.
And both miserable.
Deal with it.
No.
Deal with it. All right.
How's he when he doesn't get his sleep?
I always get my sleep.
Yeah, you're a good sleeper.
Oh, the minute he sits down, he falls asleep.
That's kind of a guy thing too. Go ahead, caller. You're next.
Hi, my name is Beth, and I have a question for my sister Michelle.
Okay.
So she always tells me all her issues when she calls, so this is a little in-depth. She started dating a guy a little while ago, and they have fun. They have a lot of fun, and they're always in a good mood and everything, but the one thing she always complains about is that he always takes her to the cheapest places, and he barely tips at all. And I was a waitress, and she was a waitress. We both know how much they don't make very much money. They need their tips. She wants to know if there's any way to break him of the habit.
Well,
That's an interesting one.
it's interesting because everybody cites when you're dating. Everybody cites how the person deals with the waitstaff
Right.
as a good character reference.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not. I'm not going out to $200 meals every night.
Yeah.
But when I have a meal, I tip the waitstaff.
Yeah.
Right? And they always tip, especially like when I'm going to places that I go to all the time.
Yeah.
For $2 or $3 extra bucks, you can be a hero. Take your 20% and add $2, $3, $4 on it. They
So
think you're a hero.
you're tipping to impress.
No, you're tipping because they work hard for their money.
Yeah.
But, maybe it's just, he's just cheap.
Yes. Well, listen, the guy can't do expensive meals. I have empathy for that. I don't have a problem for that. But you go out to a meal, you tip the waitstaff. Tipping is non-negotiable.
There are some people who don't tip at all. They
especially
refuse to. What do you say, caller?
Well, for me, if they're being above and beyond, you go above and beyond the tip, but you always do a baseline of at least 15% because they're going out of their way. They're on their feet 8-10 hours a day, sometimes more, and they're making sure you get the food, and if you're complaining about your food, they'll, fix it and everything. So they deserve a bigger tip.
I agree because they don't even make minimum wage.
So, caller, you think she should dump him?
Honestly, yeah, she has really bad taste in men, but she adores spending time with them, and everything except for when they go out is perfect, so she says. But she just wants to know if there's a way to change his mind or, get him to understand that they need this money.
Well,
So is the tipping the big issue? In other words, the meals aren't, she's not going to expensive restaurants all the time. That's not a problem. It's just the tipping that's a problem, right? It's the only problem I have
That's her
with it.
biggest issue.
Yeah.
She'd like to every once in a while go to a more expensive place, but she can live with the, we're going out to, Chipotle or Chili's or whatever it ends up being instead of a fancy place. But the sticking point is the tipping.
Yeah, that's an indication of character to me.
So, so why don't you say, okay, look, Luigi,
Hey.
okay, I understand where you're coming from. And that's your philosophy of life. We are great except for this, so you shouldn't have any problem that I might like to throw a couple extra bucks down on the table. So, if she still loves the guy and is vice versa, he shouldn't have any complaints about it, because if he wants it to work, then he'll allow her to do that. And then eventually his guilt, hopefully, will get to him, and he'll end up tipping a little more. What do you think?
I think that's
I
pretty
feel like
interesting.
compromise.
Compromise. Yeah.
Carla, let me ask you, do you watch Seinfeld?
No.
Okay, there was an episode in Seinfeld where George was complaining he never has hand in a relationship, which means he never has control of the relationship and can't influence the other person. In this relationship, every woman I know has hand in the relationship. She can't just tell him, just tip the damn waitress, and he won't do it. He just refuses.
Well, maybe they've never
I'm
done
not sure
that.
if she's even tried that.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we don't know the
Yeah.
circumstances.
She needs to address the issue and then see if there's any change.
Listen, women who don't know they have control in the relationship have to learn that they have control in the relationship, because in every relationship, the woman has control. Every relationship.
Yeah, but it depends when you were brought up. I mean, the old school is like woman should be seen and not heard. You know
No,
that.
that's children.
It's a woman in my house. Oh, jeez, don't do that.
Shouldn't be dating that guy who thinks that women should be seen and not heard. That's ridiculous.
Whatever. All right. Hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah,
Cole.
tell her to tell him to tip the damn waitress. Try that.
I'll
see what kind
try
of
my
reaction.
compromise. I think that's even better.
And by the way, tell him to tip 20%. 15% isn't even acceptable anymore.
Wow.
I will.
Thank you, caller.
Appreciate the call. Thanks so much. We've had several calls now where the woman isn't in control of the relationship. I don't understand that. I've never experienced this.
It's because you're a wimp.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe so.
Need control.
If Jan sets a...
Oh, here we go.
If Jan puts her foot down, you don't respect.
Wait a minute. Jan puts her foot down?
Yeah.
Really? Like that would affect me.
I would think it would.
Janet?
Not too often, but there are times that this is it. I'm doing this, or I'm buying this, or,
Yeah.
Only later in our marriage.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But you
Yeah,
have
I don't
hand,
get
right?
bullied. I don't get bullied.
No,
so.
it's not a matter of getting bullied.
Sure it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
What
we
were-
could do this, or I'm not going to do that. It's like,
What
that's
were you
being
going to
bullied.
say, Lee? Lou?
You have hand. In other words, when it comes down to it, you'll sit and you'll work things out, but when it comes down to it and a decision needs to be made, it's your decision, right?
Yeah, I have hand too. It's usually in my trousers.
Well, there again, it goes to respect. I mean, I'm pretty old-fashioned. You can't be fighting about money all the time or buying something every week or something like that. But there is respect. I'm worthy of,
I've always asserted my authority. And the problem is, I'm a big cream puff. So
Yeah.
Oh, yes, very good,
So-
honey.
My problem is I'm conflict adverse.
I am
I do not want
always
conflict.
asserted my authority, but I am a cream puff, which means I'll usually give in to anything. And so whenever anybody asks me a question, my answer to the question is always no.
And that took me a long time in our relationship. Whenever I'd ask anything, it was always no. And especially when we were first married, it's like, Marie and Joe and Karen and Dawn, we all want to go out to dinner. Can we go? No.
But-
And then
but
it took me a
we
little
go.
bit to learn. He always says no.
But we'd go. Even my son learned that. Yeah. I'm just
That
a
was
big,
like
I'm a
there
big,
you go.
I'm a big cream puff. But unfortunately, that's the only way that I can control. I can assert my authority as Lord and Master of the house.
Baloney.
Anyway,
See,
we have another question.
I don't think you have that authority.
Got more than you think. Got another one? Or you want me to do one?
Let me see.
No, like I said, for me, it's conflict. I don't want conflict at home. I'll
Just
give in
just
more
pick
often
one of
than
them.
not.
Anyway.
I'm a young woman who is now in my second year of college. I've been told I'm attractive and have had a few boyfriends in high school. There was a boy in one of my classes who I cannot stop thinking about. I don't think he has seen anyone. I've tried to get his attention, but nothing seems to work. Do you have any suggestions?
Take a drink there. You'll be okay.
It's all done. Yeah, that's a hard one. I mean, if you've tried to get
That's
his
a hard one.
attention.
Stop pinching me.
If you tried to get his attention and you don't feel like anything's working, I don't know, maybe you need to be a little more assertive and say, I kind of like you, and I thought it'd be nice if we had a date or something.
This comes down to the difference between men and women, because women do not understand that men are dogs. And I don't mean that in the pejorative way. What I mean is men are simple creatures. And one thing we don't do is mind read. This guy
Right.
has no idea she's interested in him. Has absolutely no idea. There's just no way around it. So you just go up and lay it out for the guy.
Yeah.
You know, too often women think men can mind read, and men get nuance, and they get inference, and they get
No.
hints. And no, men have got too much stuff going on.
Jenna, we can hear everything, by the way.
I'm sorry.
You want something from me? Tell me, because chances are I haven't figured it out.
I don't know. I mean, it's if she's got to get his attention. It's as simple as that. So there are ways of doing it.
It's 2021. Walk up and say hi. Do you want to go get some coffee?
He could be oblivious anyways.
Yeah.
He's like, he might be one of those people that are wrapped up in himself all the time and doesn't really think about anything else.
Yeah.
So if she really wants to get him, then she's got to make a point of it to, get his attention, but in a good way.
And maybe he's shy or insecure, too.
Yeah, that could be it,
that
too.
would help
Right.
if, she made the first move.
Jan got my attention, that's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Don't you remember that?
I sat on Charlie's lap.
No, not that one. That was my first time I met you.
Have you ever met a guy who didn't like being approached by a woman? Have you ever? Do you,
Yeah,
do you know
yeah.
any guys who have problems with that?
I do.
You do? You
Go
don't like
away.
to be approached?
Don't bug me.
When you were young, you didn't like to be
Oh,
approached
when I
by
was
women?
young, that's another story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
No.
mean, now, yeah.
Yeah, just shoot.
But if a woman's attracted to you, you want to know. Because again, men are oblivious. This is the thing women don't get. Men are they're very simple creatures. Do you disagree?
Sure. No, you're fine. But no, she does have to. I mean, evidently he's not seeing her for some particular reason at all. So she's got to be, first of all, start being around him sometimes. And you know what I mean?
She's in her 20s. She's in college, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she's in her 20s. She has no time for this. Just go up and talk to her.
Oh, for God's sakes, you are such a romantic. Like heck, you are.
Play the game. Why we got to play the game here?
Because that's what it's all about.
But you have to learn to take responsibility for what you want and try to,
And she's tried, right?
Yeah.
She's tried to get his attention. And she hasn't got his attention, and I guarantee it's because he's just oblivious.
I mean, after Jan and I mean, she went and joined the chess club just so that she could be around me and stuff. I mean, she did certain things that put herself there with her. And that's, she just started looking good to me. She stuck her little hooks in me, and there you go. I was all set.
he's the luckiest man in the world.
Give me that thing. I'll read a question.
Oh, read the one about the panties.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, John says, if it's a girl, just talk to me. I won't bite. Exactly.
Where's that one there? Oh, there it is. I'll let you read that one. Do you want me to read it, or do you want it?
You read it, Ruddy.
Oh, no, that isn't it. I can't find it. Oh, yeah. My husband is an executive in a big company. He is 32 years old, and we have 2 beautiful children, and he is a wonderful husband. 2 years ago, he started wearing women's panties to work. He says it makes him feel empowered at work. Should I be worried?
All right, I have a question. Are they her panties? Or does he have his own
doubt
supply
it,
of
unless they're the
panties?
same size.
I doubt they're the same size.
Yeah,
Good question, Lou.
Yeah.
yeah. I doubt it the same size.
So, like, going into her drawer and taking her panties is unacceptable.
Yeah, exactly.
On the other hand, if he's not doing that, that means he's going shopping for panties. Man-sized panties.
No, I could order it through the internet.
He could, and there you go.
So, I mean, that's pretty oblivious, right?
Why not? Yeah, that's fine.
So what's your opinion? I'm not sure.
What's the problem?
What's the problem?
You got French Canadians down here in those swimsuits.
Oh, my God.
Is that what those are?
Yeah.
Oh, they're embarrassing.
This guy wants to wear panties under his pants, and he's going out and earning a living and bringing home the money. That
being said, I always remember my mom's word. She says, always wear clean underwear in case you go to the hospital. If this guy ends up in the hospital and he's got a pair of women's panties on, he's screwed. He'll be the laughing stock of that whole floor. Oh, I'm just saying.
Oh, please. The hospital sees worse than that every night.
Whatever.
I'm sure they do.
I'm sure they do.
If I were you, young lady, I would...
So he's a relatively normal guy. He's
functioning. They have men's underwear that fit like women's panties. I guess I never wore women's panties, so I don't know. So I'm sure they do. I mean, we've got the new one out there by Hanes. That what are they? They're balanced. They're balanced.
Okay.
It feels like I'm not wearing underwear.
I'm not aware of these.
Oh wait, I am.
Oh, okay. New to me.
Yeah, so they have underwear that will do the same thing that a woman's underwear is. It's got to be something more sexual than things. So I might.
So what? The guy's taking care of his kids.
No.
He's working his job. He's paying the bills.
2 years into it, dude. This is something going on here. There's something going on here. I smell a rat.
You smell a rat?
Yeah, something's going on here. And why is he only wear it at work? Why doesn't he wear it out with her?
Maybe he does. I don't know.
No, that's not what he said.
He better be careful when he's in the men's room.
Here's another one. Yeah. You've got a big problem. You play sports, you come out with a pair of women's panties on. You know what they're going to do to you? Especially in a hockey locker room? Forget it.
I don't think he's going to the gym in panties.
There you go. The gym. We don't know. I mean, see, like I said, only in work. So I smell a rat. I'm sorry. Right. That's my opinion on that.
It seems everything's okay except the guy wears panties to work. It's like, what's the big deal?
All right.
We've all got.
I already told you my opinion.
Yep.
Okay.
By the way, wait a second. What do you think, Jay?
Oh, wait a minute. Before you do that, I want to get this comment in from John. This is the last one. He says, if a girl, I can't read it. You can read it. The last one, please.
If a girl likes me, just talk to me. I won't bite.
So that was the regards to the last one. We got by it. I didn't want to get too far from it. So that was about how do you attract attention to a woman likes another guy, and
I think guys like to be approached. I've never met a guy who doesn't like to be approached.
But then you've got to do rejection, which kind of sucks. What if you don't like her? What if she's a dog? Do you ever think of that?
It's life. Deal with it.
Well, you're putting them in that spot.
It's easy. I've got a girlfriend. I'm seeing somebody.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever.
I've got a girlfriend at home. They were in college, right?
I got a boyfriend.
I got a girlfriend at home.
Yeah, exactly.
Or I got a boyfriend.
Yeah,
even better.
Go.
Yeah.
Which is okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
All right.
Jan, what do you think? Ron's wearing panties to work.
I am not.
It bothered me a little bit because I couldn't understand the reason why.
Yeah.
I mean, men's underwear is made to make them feel comfortable and, not sweaty and all that type of stuff. Yeah. So nylon underwear is not, doesn't wick sweat and stuff like that. So.
But women wear clothes not for comfort. They wear clothes because they want to feel a certain way.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
So that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
It's not the most comfortable.
Women wear clothes for someone else. They never wear clothes for themselves.
Oh, I wear what I like.
Well, you're older now. You've gotten over the hump.
But women wear all these impractical things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it's something that, people will never see, but they want to feel a certain way. It gives them a certain air of self-confidence or a certain feeling or whatever, and that's all this guy's doing, right?
Very good. I mean, I'm 70 years old, and some of the stuff I see out in the streets
time to trade her in.
It's just mind-blowing to me. I mean, women will wear pajama bottoms to the supermarket. I mean...
To each their own. This is
I know. Like I said,
the girl that used to wear hot pads and micro minis. So
no, they were not micro minis.
Oh yes, they were.
They were perfectly acceptable mini
weren't.
dresses and skirts.
I can show you pictures
for the time.
I have photos. Halter top, not halter tops. What do you call those elastic tops?
Tube tops.
Tube tops.
They were dresses, like little
Yeah,
sundresses
yeah,
and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's her story. She's sticking to it.
Yep.
Actually, the whole thought comes from my last year of high school was the last year that we had a dress code. The boys had to wear dress pants, dress shoes, and shirts and ties, or suits, and the girls had to wear skirts or dresses and nylons. That was it. Mm-hmm. Now, I remember in high school thinking, oh, what's the big deal? Why do we have to dress up? But now I understand because the bar keeps getting set lower and lower and lower. Mm. We go to church, and it's like, I'm guilty because I understand. My mother always wore a hat and gloves. And,
different time, different place.
it is a different time. And in a way, it's kind of sad because, you dressed up to go to church. You wore your best. Well, and, when you went out to shop or something.
Well, we're running out of time, and I want to get to some of these other questions before we do. Read that one, and that's a good one.
I live in a nice neighborhood, and everybody is friendly. However, I have a problem with my next-door neighbor. I love my yard. I like to garden, sit and read a book and sunbathe. I really enjoy the outdoors. However, every time I go outside, he suddenly appears and tries to start up a conversation. He never does this when my husband is around. I feel like I'm a prisoner in my own yard. What should I do to gain my freedom?
This guy's hitting on her.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd say she just has to say, please, I am out here to enjoy myself, and I would prefer my privacy.
Yeah, if she wants to read a book. I mean, how do you read a book if you can just say, I've got this book to read. I would like to read it. Get lost, you creep. I'm just saying.
Or one day send a crew out there and put a 12-foot fence up.
Yeah. Or you send your husband over.
Hi,
you've been oogling my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then that's...
But I think she could handle it herself just by saying, I prefer to be able to read in peace.
Give that a shot.
Mm.
Yep.
Okay. I guess we're good with that one.
Yeah.
I
have a weird relationship with that because where I live, everybody's on top of each other.
Yeah, we are too, but we don't.
And you understand that when you live there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have any problems. Usually everybody's pretty good.
But if he's not talking to her husband, he's talking to her.
That's a hit, definitely a hit. Yeah. Anyway. All right, let me take one.
I think we read them all, didn't we?
Your voice, no.
I know, I'm sorry.
Your
it's
voice
very raspy.
is dying on me. This one's actually disturbing.
Uh-oh.
I am a divorced woman with 2 children, both girls, 6 and 13. I have been seeing a great man for several years, and now we plan to move in together. He seems to get along well with my children and spends a great deal of time doing fun things with them. However, my oldest has told me she does not like him at all. We all get along great when we're all together, so I was really surprised when she told me this. I asked her why, but she refuses to tell me. She says she just doesn't like him at all. I'm not sure what to do.
Second relationships, post-marriage relationships, kids are always a problem, especially when you get into that age group.
You actually have two avenues here, the way I look at it. Number one, the guy could be a pedophile for all we know.
That's what you have to establish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number two, the daughter could be just missing her father and sees him as a replacement and doesn't like that because she have a connection with him.
So insightful.
What's that?
That was so insightful.
Why, thank you.
I'm impressed.
Why, thank you.
He surprises me every so often.
More than just a pretty face,
Yeah.
But,
so the pedophile thing has to be reconciled, though.
Yeah, but how do you know that?
It doesn't necessarily mean that there's any interaction. Maybe she feels he walks by the bathroom at opportune times, or
touches her
he's looked at her
when she shouldn't touch her.
No.
No. I mean,
there's no dispute about that. If he's touching her, where and when he shouldn't touch her.
Wait, whoa. Do you have a daughter?
Yes.
You've never touched your daughter in any contact whatsoever?
It's my daughter. It's a different deal. This is a stepdaughter.
You have to be extremely careful with somebody else's daughter.
I don't know. If they seem like they're having a great relationship
over years with a stepchild. How long have they been married?
They're not. They're right?
Just moved in together, I think.
Whatever the.
Yeah.
Those were several years. So they've been around for several years. They get along well. They go out. They do things. So I mean, there's going to be contact with them. I'm sure.
With a 13-year-old girl, there could have been any one particular incident
and it's not a problem with
her out.
Not the problem with the young one. It's just the older one.
Because of the age, maybe he focuses on a certain age.
Well, no. Let's work on the concept that he didn't do anything wrong, but there was one particular instance where he touched her, or one particular instance where he walked by the bathroom, at the wrong time or something, and she interpreted it as something predatory.
So you really got to get to the bottom of it then.
You do.
And so, I mean, even if it's a third person coming in there, where you bring it to a sociologist or a psychiatrist and find out about it, then there's got to be something. I mean, that would solve, to me, it would solve most of the problem. But then the only thing is
you can't leave her off the hook with not telling you what's going on.
You can get false memories, which is even worse, because then you create a problem when there is no problem. False memories are a real thing. People think something happened, and because our mind creates things on us.
Right.
And yes, he may have inadvertently touched her at one time or walked by the bathroom sometime, and all of a sudden that's developed into something more in her own mind.
Exactly.
So, I mean, you've got to get to the bottom of it. That's the real problem, especially if you've seen him, you've been together for several years. And I assume you go, they want to move in together, right? Yeah, so they want to move in together. So it's definitely, you've got to get to it. You can't not have it. If there's any pedophilic stuff in here, you can just, it's got to be dealt with. But
the daughter has to come first.
Real or perceived pedophilia.
Yeah, real. Well, yeah, it's still got to be dealt with one way or the other.
Creepy. I mean, obviously, if there's pedophilia, obviously that's a problem. I'm talking about...
not according to the woman there. Just, you heard about that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she said, what'd she say?
The woman who said that, you're talking about Kirstie Alley?
Yeah, the one that says pedophilia is not a...
it's becoming normalized in...
Yeah, it's normalized.
In media and television?
Yeah. It's not only normalized, but it's not really a crime.
Oh, that's sickening.
Yeah. It's not a crime because, it's normalized and everything else.
You love who you love.
Yeah, exactly.
First of all, you go to the husband or you go to the guy and you say, listen, there's a little problem here. Was there an incident? Is this something I should know? Give him a chance to talk about it. Maybe he knows. Maybe he doesn't. It's a 13-year-old girl. Again, a particular glance, a particular interaction, she could be taking it and running with it, and it's creeped her out for some reason.
Exactly. So you got to get to the bottom of it.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely.
You can't move in together without...
Nope.
No, that would be horrible.
Without at least eliminating that. If they have personality clash, that's a whole other thing you can deal with later. But you've at least got to get past the was there a problem?
Yeah.
Along
what
those
is
lines.
the problem more important?
Yeah.
Because the poor girl would feel that she doesn't count.
Yeah, it still could be the father thing as well. So
it very well could be.
Yeah. So that is still a problem.
Or
it just has to be resolved.
A combination of all these things. Like I said, there was an incident that got her imagination going about pedophilia. Yeah. She's missing her father. She's this guy's trying to become a quote unquote father. If he's not handling that correctly, that can become a problem. If he's trying to become too much of a father and trying to replace the father, or even talking bad about the father if she likes the father, that could be a problem.
Yeah.
You got to be very careful about that.
Yeah. So anyways, I think we're running down the end here, aren't we?
Yeah. We can go whenever you want.
Oh. Do you want to go longer?
Another question?
I'll take another
There's
question.
one other one that's good.
Jan picks, she thinks they're good.
We'll run a little long.
I'm seeing a terrific guy. He's a little older than me, but is handsome, well off, and fun to be with.
Sounds like me.
The only problem we have is his wife. He spends more time with me than with her and says he's going to divorce her.
Wife or ex-wife? Oh, wife, okay.
Wife.
But he seems to be dragging his feet on this. What do I think? You're an idiot and get rid of him.
Everything's going great in this relationship except for his wife.
Yeah, he seems to spend more time with her than me. What's the story here? I don't get it. Oh, God.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry, honey, but if he doesn't divorce, if he doesn't, what's the word? Put up or shut up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, listen, you
I
have
mean,
to...
he might be a great guy and everything else, but...
He's cheating on his wife.
If you like it, put a ring on it.
And you knew the terms of this relationship when you got involved in the relationship. You got to live with the terms.
Exactly.
Or you got to change the terms. If you can't change the terms, then you got to make a decision.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
You're not a victim here. She's not
Right.
a victim here.
Because she knows the score.
She knows what she's getting into. Exactly right.
Yeah, I don't know. So you're all good with that?
Yep.
All right, here's another one on a daughter relation.
Okay.
Okay, so let's talk to this one. A daughter is getting married this fall to a man who is older than her and previously married.
Okay.
He is 44.
That's not necessarily a bad thing.
He is 44 and she is 28. I have no problem since he treats my daughter well.
Mm-hmm.
But my husband is furious about it. He has made his feelings well known in an uncertain terms to our daughter.
Yeah.
He wants to confront him about it as well. But I have forbid it. You're talking about having hand.
She has hand. See, she has
Forbid
hand in that
it from doing it.
When you're forbidding something, you have hand.
What is your thoughts? 28 and what, 44?
The guy, his daughter,
Daddy's
she's
girl.
28. She's
Daddy's girl.
She's got to make her own decisions.
Still daddy's
It's her
girl.
choice.
You know that.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
But the mother can't forbid her husband.
She did.
Well, that's ridiculous because he's a man. He has a right to talk with him if he wants because that's his daughter. That's his concern.
Take him out behind the woodshed.
So I think the mother is
Have
a
a
little
little
bit.
heart to heart.
She has a right to be concerned about the age difference, but she can't forbid her husband from having his
Well, she
viewpoint
did.
and talking.
That's a new
well,
point.
the husband shouldn't allow it.
So we get a couple issues here. First of all, the whole forbidding. The forbation.
I don't know.
Whatever that
Forbid-
is.
You guys were all over that in the beginning with the guy who gave up his pass. It's like, oh, you can't do that. It's like, because that's what it's like.
No.
Oh, no. You're just
No,
twisting the thing again.
I'm not. There's two different situations there.
I don't think so.
In other words, in the situation where the guy's talking about dating his fiance's sister, their past relationship, you're not looking for her to forbid him from talking about it. You're looking for him to understand that he shouldn't be. It's not forbidding. It's read the room, basically, is what it is. Right? She forbade him. She didn't try to console him or try to talk
Oh, that's
to him.
what she was doing if the husband would let her.
Yeah.
I think, anyways.
I don't know.
No?
The daughter's 28. I mean,
Yeah.
the father's got to respect her wishes. And the guy doesn't seem like that bad a guy.
So-
The mother's not all that upset about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but he's expressed himself to the daughter. So what's wrong with expressing him to the man as well? Okay, I don't like you for the following reasons.
Because then he's interfering in her relationship.
But it's the right
Why
to
is
say
he
guy-
something.
isn't?
what if
He
the
has
guy
no. He has
says-
no voice.
What if the guy says, your father doesn't like me, we're not going to get married?
Then it's a good thing.
He has no voice in her relationship. No, he shouldn't have a voice in her
Of
relationship.
course he should. He's his daughter. You bring up and you take care of her.
I understand.
Well, I feel that he has a right to talk to the man and maybe get a better understanding.
I think so too, Janet. I really do.
As long as he does it respectfully, non-confrontational.
Yeah.
Well,
take him behind
the
the
word she used was he's furious,
Yeah.
right? That
Yeah.
was a word used. So I'd be leery about this talking to the guy.
Well,
I don't know. I have.
End up with
do you think the father's too possessive?
Bring a shotgun.
A shotgun? Yeah, why not?
I don't know. I just think he's taking too big of control of his daughter's life. Her daughter has gone through this entire equation and made her decision. Now, if there's something I don't know, like the daughter is less capable for a 28-year-old than she should be, or you feel the guy's hoodwinking her. But again, if the mother are upset and the two of them and they were going to confront him, okay, then you at least have a consensus. The mother looks at the guy and says, yeah, it's okay, it's cool. You know, I know it's not ideal age-wise, but it's fine.
Yeah, in all fairness, I mean, there are freaking serial killers that are just so sweet and people just trust them so much and they end up killing 100 people because they have that trust about them. So that's not, just because he has a great personality or he doesn't, you know, you still got to take care of that little girl that you brought into this world and raised. And if it needs a little talking to, then it's a talking to. At least you should be able to express your opinion. I don't understand that at all.
Talking to is one thing. Again, he's furious.
He is. Doesn't mean he can't carry a civil conversation because he's not furious.
And maybe he's furious because his wife doesn't want him to have the chance
Maybe.
to express his viewpoint.
But then again, he told his sister, I mean, the daughter, because we don't know what the conversation between the daughter and him is. Maybe she said, well, you know, Dad. But then again,
I would have a conversation with my daughter. There's no doubt
he already
about
did
it.
that. And,
Yeah.
and it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. He's the one who's got to walk down the aisle, not the mother, not the husband.
And the other thing here is he's got to understand that he's just cementing this relationship. His attitude is just cementing the relationship.
Maybe. Depends how confrontational the daughter is.
And his
some people do it
attitude,
spite their face, but
there's a way to handle things and there's a way not to handle things. So if he goes about it the right way, maybe they can have a conversation that's fruitful.
He bought being forbidden by his reaction to it.
Right.
If he had a more tempered reaction and then got to the point where he's going to have a conversation with the guy, I would have no problem with that. A reasonable conversation with the guy who's about to marry your daughter, I've got no problem with that.
Oh, we have a comment
Let's
on
go
this.
have dinner.
We have a comment on this. Would you like to read it from the chat room, please?
Lord help me, but I agree with Ron.
Ah, that's a shame.
Says Lisa.
Just saying. We want everybody's opinion to matter.
Yep.
So, anyways, to me, that's I agree with that.
So you want him to go break down the door and just
No, we don't say that. He says he wants to
scare the
confront
crap
him.
out of
That's
this guy?
it doesn't matter. Yeah. So what?
Is that the verb, confront? He wants to confront him?
Let me look. Now, I don't want to put words in this guy's mouth.
Words mean things, Ron.
My husband's infuriated. He made his feeling known and uncertain to a daughter. He wants to confront about. Now, that's her word, so I don't know if he says that.
That's
confront him about it. And I have no problem about confronting because it's something. So, first of all, it irritates him. So, what? His feelings don't matter?
Of course they matter.
Of course they do. So why can't he talk to the freaking guy and confront him? Okay, here's the thing. I don't like you.
Talk to him or confront him?
Confront him. Here's the thing. I don't like you because X, Y, Z. I don't know why he doesn't like him. There's got to be reasons. First of all, we don't know that because we're not there. But he's got some reasons that he doesn't like this guy. Actually, appears to hate him, actually. So at least you should get that part to it and get it out. How are you going to have a relationship when you're going to have grandchildren and everything up coming into the world, we guess, and there's going to be a relationship between the four of them or five of them or whatever it is. You've got to have that clear the air. You really do.
The 28-year-old daughter needs approval from her father to marry somebody.
No, they didn't say that.
You kind of are.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
That's not true, and there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. But no, I mean, it's for a good relationship. Everything should be open. Jan and I have been married.
Did Jan's parents like you?
I doubt it. Jan and I have been married for a long time.
Yeah.
And one thing we have never, ever, ever done is keep anything from each other or lie. So we built a.
It's okay.
She's wrecking the thing. What happened on that one?
We're fine. Don't worry about it.
Just go on. Forget that.
Don't worry about it.
Sorry.
So that has made our marriage strong. So if they have, get this out in the air, clear it up, and then their relationship will grow stronger.
You're talking about medieval England here. The guy's going to take a gun and shoot the suitor.
It doesn't say that. You're reading stuff into the stupid thing. Confront.
Words mean things.
Yes, you can verbally confront somebody. You don't have to take them out and shoot them, although that might be a good idea, depending on what the problem is here. But I have no idea.
So if it's this, okay, and again, I'm assuming, so if it's this, are you okay with it? If it's the guy's going to go over to the fiancé and say, don't marry my daughter.
He's not going to do that. He's going to
This sounds to me like that's potentially the conversation.
No. He's going to go up and say, I don't like you, and this is why I don't like you.
Yeah.
Okay? And why I don't think you.
Listen, if you're over a steak at Davio's and you're having that conversation, I have no problem with that. If the father goes, I have my concerns about
So he's at the house. They're on a deck with a beer. What's wrong with that?
That's fine. But what I'm hearing is he's quote-unquote furious, and he's going to confront the guy.
Exactly.
So when a furious guy confronts another guy, what usually happens?
I can get furious and not confront somebody and take them out to the woodshed. Seriously.
Yeah.
Why are we writing something into it that isn't? They've got to clear the air.
Again, pick up your Websters and look up the definition of furious and look up the definition of confront.
And this is their words, so, I mean...
Listen, if the guy wants to have a conversation with him... It's
the wife who likes the guy's opinion of her husband. So now you're at a third party. You're not even directly from the husband. So you don't know how furious he is, if that is a word that he could be just upset,
The wife would know. But anyway, if the guy's going to take him for dinner and say, I have real concerns about this, that's a fine conversation to have. I have no problem with that.
I'd rather not even see that. I'd rather have them in a group setting. They come over the house and they grab a beer, they go out on the deck, and they chit-chat while dinner's being cooked or something.
Exactly.
Or while he's cooking good something on the grill.
Nothing wrong with that.
There's absolutely not. So that's confronting, whether you believe it or not. That's still confronting. You can confront. Janet could scratch my car and I could confront her, but it doesn't mean I'm going to go kill her about it, although I may. But that's besides the point.
Okay.
You know, so you're reading more into than it is. Anyway. All right, so we want to continue or do we want to wrap it up?
You got another one? We can go. I'm here.
You like this, huh?
I'm here. People are watching. We're having fun.
You're getting into this.
Yep.
All right, I have to see if I can find something.
I don't want to confront you over time.
You better not. Okay, so we may be out of questions for this year. I think we are.
I think so, dear.
Wait a second. I got one here.
Okay.
I lost my husband in a car accident about 3 years ago. COVID gave me enough courage and stir craziness to dip my toe back into online dating. Zach and I hit it off so hard, it felt like a home run. Similar backgrounds, interests, goals. He made me laugh, owns his own business, and is very attractive. He was divorced, but didn't tell me he had 2 kids until 6 months of dating and after our first vaccinated weekend together. It was a perfect Sunday night when his ex called to tell him his son was in the ER. Everyone was fine, but nothing was fine again. Zach apologized for his deception and told me it was hard to date as a single parent, but our connection was so singular, he was scared to lose me. So the guy dated her for 6 months, had 2 kids, and didn't tell her. And unfortunately, I think the thing here is the way she found out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Unfortunately?
No, even after 6 months, for example, if he had sat her down and goes, I have 2 kids, might have gone a little easier than that conversation. So what do you think, Jen? You're dating a guy for 6 months, he doesn't tell you he has 2 kids.
Yeah, I would feel bothered by that.
Everything's going well. You're obviously both on your second
Relationship.
second marriages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a big omission.
Yeah, that was just a miscalculation.
There's no miscalculation. He deceived her, as simple as that.
Yeah.
He's afraid that he was not going to get anywhere because he had 2 kids. Instead of telling her from the beginning, he just put her off. So,
Yeah, he misrepresented himself.
you know, you dance to the music, you pay the piper. So,
Deal
over it.
breaker?
Do I what?
Deal breaker?
I think
That
it is.
relationship over?
I think it is. At least time cool-off period. Don't ever do that to me again. So I would definitely give a cool-off period on that for sure. If not, ditch them
Funny,
all
'cause
together.
I had the exact opposite reaction when I was dating.
Yeah,
After the divorce, it was like, I want everyone to know everything.
you should.
I do not want stuff
You've
that...
got to.
Well, it was personal. It was because I do not want stuff to be found out later.
Yeah,
Right.
okay.
You know, I don't want to deal with this later.
Yeah, you
Exactly.
don't want it to bite you in the rear after.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to and all fairness, when you date somebody, you've got small talk in
To
the
the
beginning.
point where
Wait a
I'm
minute, don't
trying
you
to
have
scare
small
them
talk in the
off.
beginning?
Yeah.
Right. You know, what do you do? Blah blah blah. You know, what do yeah, what do
Any
you
kids?
like? Yeah, exactly. That's all
And
normal stuff.
Did he ever deny? In other words, did she ask him?
Oh,
any kids? And
that's
he said,
definitely a deal
Oh, that's
breaker.
a deal
See you
breaker.
later.
Yeah,
See
yeah.
you later, alligator.
I can't believe it didn't come up.
I don't know.
I know. Aren't you proud of your kids?
Yes.
I mean, if I was in that situation, I
Maybe-
would say, and I
Maybe
have
they're
a
all in
son.
juvenile hall and he doesn't want them to know.
Plus, you're dating for 6 months. You never get I'm taking my son out.
Yeah.
My son and I going fishing.
Maybe he doesn't have parental rights.
You still, if you love your children, you would mention them.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's big.
I just don't understand this. If you're going out on a date, maybe even not the first one, but the very few days that you got conversation, you got to start building because, you know, the rapport is not there right away. You ask all the questions. That's how you do is you have conversation by asking questions and answering questions back and forth.
And
then,
again, you're both married before. Kids
Should be
she didn't
evident.
ask. She
Yeah.
had to ask,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
he had to deny at some point.
yeah,
He certainly denied by omission.
yeah, I agree. So
Yes.
I think we answered that. We got one more, and then we're going to wrap it up
Okay.
today. Okay.
Yep.
I have a wonderful wife, and we have a great. I have a wonderful wife, and we have a great relationship together. She has developed a circle of female friends over the year.
Sure.
No big deal.
Yep.
A new woman has entered the group, and now they are inseparable. They go out together, sometimes without the group. They even they are texting each other constantly, all times and days of the night. Should I be concerned, or am I just feeling left out? You can hear all that on TV.
I didn't hear anything that was concerning. I'm guessing, should I be concerned like they're having a relationship?
Yeah, that's what I get out of it.
I didn't hear anything concerning. That's just the way women are.
Are they up to no good?
Yeah. No, you can feel left out. I don't know if I'd be concerned about anything at this point.
That's what I think. He feels left out.
Yeah.
And I can understand that he would,
Did he talk to her about it? Once again, conversation.
You're a guy. Did he talk to her about it?
What's that?
You're a guy. What do you think? Did he talk to her about it?
He should have.
I know he should have, but did he?
I don't know.
No.
If he's married to her, he should have. I would have.
He should have, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I would without a hot, thinking about it.
Yeah.
Definitely. If something was bugging me, I would definitely ask. I mean, I've gone out and, her sister has come over and everything else, and I'll be chit-chatting with her, and she'll tell me to get lost because it's my sister. I want to talk to her. And so, it's clear. But, there goes back to the one with the quips. Mm-hmm. Yeah, see?
The one with the what?
The quips from the very beginning. Remember we talked about the one with this going out. Who was it? Somebody called in, and Leslie, I think it was, or somebody. Somebody called in and said, they had the quips back and forth. So
the sister and the...
Yeah, Jan and I, you've done that to me. Yeah, you've done that to me.
Because I want to have some time with my sister, and Ronnie likes to pop in, and, okay, I wasn't very nice. Get lost, leave me alone. I'm with my sister.
See? It happens.
So is he worried about a relationship between the two of them? That's the key.
Okay, so
that's
back
the
to
crux
that.
of it.
So I guess he must be concerned that something's going on.
He feels left out.
Not necessarily. He definitely feels left out. Yeah. Not because we're not saying that they are having a relationship together, but they're up to no good. Part of it, maybe they're out dancing with other guys. Who knows? So we don't know. In other words, it could be a female relationship, but it could be like a foursome.
Is the other woman single or is she married? Does it say?
It doesn't say.
Yeah.
Okay. But we don't know. I mean, once again, conversation, people. Talk to each other. Get it out in the air. The more you keep stuff inside, the more it develops. The more your stinking mind starts developing things that aren't there. So you got to have a conversation. You need honesty. Honesty is the best policy. It's an old saying, but it's true.
And he feels left out, so she should have a little bit more concern that he should come first.
I agree with you, too.
Because
he is her husband. But,
I personally don't think he's talked to her about it.
So.
Yeah, probably not.
Remember that, what was that one, that song, Pina Colada? Yeah. Hell.
Anyway.
Not
sure how that relates, but okay.
I don't know. So, thinking about pina coladas and menage a trois, this menage a trois is leaving for now. And we'll be back again, I think, if you like it. If you like the show, let us know. Would you like to see us back? We'll be happy.
Contact us, comment if you're watching it in replay. Contact us in comments and things like that. Leave a direct message. Let us know what you think.
Sure. Or you can message me on Facebook or email me at neghostproject@comcast.net. The letter N, the letter E, ghostproject@comcast.net. So, good night, everyone. God bless, and have a little sensitivity.